Hello students, welcome to another session on MySQL functions. Today we will have a practical demonstration of single through functions. In the very last class we have seen there are two types of functions. First is a single through function, a function that takes one value and return one value, and group function which takes multiple data together and return one value. Now let's see the practical part. As I told you that single function takes one value and return one value. So we will try to work with single value as well as the table data at the same time for each and every function if needed. First function is power. What this function will calculate? It will calculate the 2 raised to the power 4. What our answer is 60. If you need, you can give the alias. And if you need, you can apply this power function over the table data which contains numerical values. Now let's see the another function, round. What this function will do, it will try to round up the value according to the mathematical rules. In the simplest way you can understand, the result will have 2 digits after decimal point. So keeping the third digit after decimal point in mind, you can use the rounding off rules. Now you can see the third digit is either 5 or more, hence the previous digit gets rounded off to the next number, hence the answer comes as 15.48. It is possible that the second argument in the round function can be given as a negative number. In that case, the rounding of rules will be applied to the left part of the decimal point. If I give -1, so we have to keep the previous digit in mind and we will round off the previous number of it, and the answer comes as 20. Since 5 is 5 or more, so the next number gets rounded up to 2, the answer comes as 20. Next function is mod. Suppose if I try to divide 20 by 3, so what comes as remainder? 2, because it divides 6 times and 2 comes as remainder. Now we'll go to the string based functions. Select uCase. You can give anything you want in upper or mixed case, like text book. You can see the answer coming is caps. Sometimes it is possible that you may want to perform this operation over table data also. Okay, since all the values are here in caps, we'll see the behavior of next function. L case, you can see the textbook is totally converted into the letters of small case. Now let's apply this function over this column, that is student name of a student table. Now you can see each and every name is being converted into lowercase. As I said earlier, single row functions takes one value and return one value again. So you can see 6 data is returning 6 value, 1 data per row. Next is mid. Go to the mid function. We'll see another part. So starting from location 3, let's try to take this thing. You can see from third location 4 alphabets is being extracted. Substring function will also work in the same fashion. You can use either substring or substr. Let's go with the one of the easiest function we have, length. So you can easily guess what this function can do. Can try to find out the length of the particular string. Again, you can apply this function over a table. Let's try to do this. Select length, student name. Actually, there is no use of applying the length with the name, but let's see with the practical point of view. You can see the names. Here the length of the name is being shown. Left function. Let's try to extract leftmost 2 digits. So let's move to characters. So it is showing IN. If I'm retrieving the rightmost, then I have to apply right function, and it will extract those many digit or characters for us. Now, there might be a need to find out the location of a particular alphabet in a given string. In that case, we can use this function, that is in string or in str. Whose location you want to find? Let's say I. So it gives the result as 1, because you can observe there are 2 occurrences of I in the first place and the third last place, so it is showing the answer as 1. It always shows the result of first occurrence in the given string. Let's move with the next function, that is string. Suppose you have lots of unnecessary stuff in the given string. It is possible that when you're trying to fill up a form, and that form information is getting inserted inside a table, there might be a possibility that it can have leading or trailing spaces. So you may have to delete that stuff. So you can see the leftmost space has been deleted, but you cannot observe the rightmost because it is being covered by the heading of the result. If you apply an alias, it's quite easy to observe. And you can see it's been tricked. We'll apply the same thing with the ltrim. You can see the leftmost space is being removed, but rightmost spaces are remain. And with the rtrim, yes, you are right. The rightmost space is being removed, but the leftmost spaces are still there as a part of the string. So these are the string functions we have. Now let's move to the another part of functions, that is date functions. Starting with function. So what the now function will do, it will give you the date and the current time. Now if you have a date and time combination or anything as such, and you want to extract something from it, you can apply the date part, which will retrieve the date section from this timestamp. Let's see. First, I will give some value. Now you can have nesting of function as well. Let's now you can see from this timestamp, if I pass this argument to the date function, I am getting only the date part, not the time. So this is date function. This will give you the date in American format, that is year, month, and date. Next is function month. Let's do with the nesting again. So this is the 4th month running, so it is showing as 4. Vector here you can do a date, for example. Keep it in mind, it has to be in American format. This coming as yes. Another thing you can try is I have mistakenly typed 98, so you can observe what can happen as a result. You can easily assume what can happen. Let's go for the day. Which day of the month it is? 28. So the answer is 28. And the last one is day name. Let's try to do it for today. Try to find out the today's day. Today's day is Friday, so it is showing us Friday. So these are the single throw functions we have in our syllabus, and it is covered as per the list which is being shared in the PPT as well as along with the text material. I hope that you will find this tutorial useful and try to do the practical on your computer so that you can be comfortable with all the functions. At the same time, try to do some mistakes so that you can learn more. Mistakes is one of the way to learn at max. Hope that you have found this tutorial useful. Hope to see you in another one.